This is the 2025 Audi SQ8, and let me give you the summary right now. This is an impressive SUV with lots of luxurious amenities inside, confident handling, and more than enough power to get you into many moving violations. The Q8 and the SQ8 models got a styling refresh for the 2024 model year. So for 2025, there's only very minor updates. The heart is a 4-liter twin-turbo V8. This is the same engine as found in the hotter Audi RSQ8 and the Lamborghini Urus, but this one has been detuned to just 500 horsepower and 568 pound-feet of torque. And when attached to a quick-shifting 8-speed automatic transmission, this thing can go 0 to 60 in 4 seconds. There's also plenty of stopping power to be found. At the front, we have 15.8-inch floating rotors with 6-piston calipers. And at the rear, we have 13.8-inch rotors. And both of these calipers are finished in red, and you can get that with the S-Sport package. I also love how well this moves from side to side. The rear steering makes the car easy to maneuver in parking lots and feel pretty stable at higher speeds. The air suspension system keeps the car planted, along with the active roll stabilization and the sport rear diff. Dynamically, it sort of belies the fact that this is a 5,200-pound SUV. It drives and feels like a much smaller car. Visually, the Audi SQ8 style doesn't quite match the energy of its driving capability. It looks a lot more reserved and more formal than something you'd find at a racetrack. You'd be forgiven if you thought this was just a run-of-the-mill mid-sized luxury SUV. It looks a bit like a sleeper, with the exception of some glaring showy bits. The front end is very subdued looking, especially with this black optic package, which darkens all of the normally brushed aluminum trim pieces. The headlights are some of the best in the industry, and this has the Matrix design LEDs. The logo is blacked out, and here you can see some of the hardware like the forward-looking camera, and also, I believe that's the night vision camera. Around the side, this specific SQ8 has been equipped with the upgraded 23-inch wheels, and you can even see the RS logo, maybe signifying that this properly belongs on the hotter RSQ8. So if you thought that the 22-inch wheels weren't big enough, well, you've got one bigger. The color of this one is called Saphir Gold Metallic, and in the sunshine you could really see those gold flakes. But in other times, this thing just kind of looks like brown. It's a bit of an acquired taste, and I think brown is just a very difficult color to pull off. And finally, at the back, the SQ8 comes equipped with quad-tipped exhaust. It's the perfect way to evacuate volumes of air that 4-liter twin-turbo V8 can crank out at full chat. And when it does, it sounds pretty glorious. Is it a good-looking SUV? Please tell me in the comments below and let me know what you think of this brown. Inside, the Audi SQ8 doesn't look very much different compared to past year's models, but it's still a very beautiful and fresh presentation. The approach here is reducing the amount of buttons and dials, and they've accomplished that really well. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, well, that's going to be up to your preferences. Straight ahead, we have a 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster, and you can switch between a multitude of displays. And this one also comes with a night vision assistant, which is a $2,500 option, and it's a pretty helpful way of spotting wildlife from a good distance. And up ahead, there's a heads-up display that'll also show your nav's directions. The infotainment screen is pretty well integrated into the dash. The MMI is a decent system, and it comes built in with wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. You can also see the 360-degree camera view by pressing this, one of the very few physical buttons inside the car. Down below, we have a supplemental screen for your climate controls, and also if you press this button, it'll pull your favorites. And I like how you could assign different types of favorites, like your navigation to your home and various stations. Both of these screens have haptic feedback, which simulates a button press. However, the layout of this screen is pretty cluttered, and it takes some focus away from the road for you to look for things down here. For example, the heated steering wheel is nowhere to be found on the main screen. You first have to press that button. You have to make sure that your 360-degree view is off, and then press this button And then your heated steering wheel option is available. So a little bit frustrating, but once you're used to that, you'll find that there's plenty of controls in here, like your heated seats and ventilated seats, and also your massaging features. As for the rest of the technology, this comes with a Bang & Olufsen sound system, which is almost a $5,000 upgrade. This gives you those little tweeters that pop out from the dash, amongst other things. The sound experience is pretty amazing, and it's something you should try out for yourself. Beneath the armrest, you do have a wireless charger, and up top we have a panoramic sunroof. And I really love the black interior in this car. We have awesome leather seats and also lots of carbon fiber trim to be found in this car. As for the second row, there's plenty of legroom at 40.2 inches. I'm just getting all kinds of snow in here, but yes, plenty of legroom, and also enough headroom at 38.1 inches. I'm 5'8", and I am comfortable in here. I'm mostly comfortable in most cars anyway, but if you're 6 feet tall, it might get a little cramped back here. Otherwise, rear passengers should be pretty comfortable because we've got climate controls and the outboard seats are heated. And if you look over to the right-hand side here, we have some automatic sunshades that will pop up, and also more venting on the side. As for the cargo area, there's 30.5 cubic feet of space behind the second row. Fold the second row down and you get 60.7 cubic feet of space. No third row in this vehicle. If you need one, you should be looking at the Q7, but for up to 5 passengers, the ride quality in this car is pretty spectacular. Keep the drive mode in auto or comfort, and the ride experience is pretty calming in here. The air suspension is compliant, and the dual pane acoustic glass keeps that outside road and wind noise to a good minimum. It's tough for performance SUVs to play dual role of both a comfortable daily driver and a tough brawler, and this Audi SQ8 managed to pull both off pretty well. The only performance aspect that was a bit tough to hide is how grabby the brakes can be. So you really have to modulate the brake pressure a little bit more compared to other cars so that your passengers can have a more peaceful driving experience. Bottom line, the Audi SQ8 is a beautiful performance luxury SUV. It has it all, and it also has a price tag that shows you've got it all. This one starts at $97,600, but add on the premium paint, the prestige package, the sport package, the audio package, the luxury package, the 23-inch wheel upgrade, the night vision assistant, and the black optic trim package and delivery, you're adding on another $30,000, bringing the total up to $127,490 before tax. That's a steep bill, but compared to what this power plant also resides in, the Lamborghini Urus, well, then this thing starts to look like a bargain. I want to thank you so much for watching all the way up to this point. My name is Hanson, and that has been the 2025 Audi SQ8, and I'll see you in the next one.